Floyd. I don't even know what you are asking about. Like, in the past 10 years, there's never been anything that suggests me and Floyd have got fundamental differences. Nothing. We disagree on approach. This one may be this way, that way, and that we can fight and even think of not speaking to each other with Floyd. I didn't know that Floyd did an interview and said our differences. I was going to call him immediately. Which ones are those? I don't have a... You know, there are clowns here in the EFF who think they know us, ne? Who think they were nothing.
We might be running out of time. The president yesterday speaking about the unity of the organization at the gala dinner in particular, he did mention your relationship with him and how you're not competing, but some people saw it as a warning to you. What do you say to such reports?
No, they are just taking things out of context. There will never be a time that the EFF will be divided because of my differences with the Commander-in-Chief. We have been working together. I was thinking that for 15 solid years, like literally getting to interact every day for the past 15 years since we started working together politically. So we've been together and we'll be together forever. We represent a generational mission which will never be distracted by anything. And more than being political partners in terms of the political work, we are brothers. It's like as if we are blood brothers. So there is never a time that the EFF will be distracted. So the opportunists, of course, they will try to give whatever interpretation. But we are a solid organization. That is why we were able foundationally to rally everyone else behind the struggle for economic emancipation in our lifetime. And it's a solid program which we are going to sustain until we attain victory of all the progressive forces, not only in South Africa, but in the entire continent.
All right, thank you so much for your time. They call themselves a government in waiting. That is...
I remember meeting you in the early days of the EFF and seeing how much you were sacrificing just for the party. People don't know the personal sacrifices that leaders went through. And, you built important friendships and brotherhoods and so... Just for the record, in terms of the personal aspect with Julius Malema, where does that sit now?
I think so if you were to go to the interview that we did in the when I was still in the EFF, and then you asked me the question, what is the relationship with the president of the EFF? I said this political relationship, actually made an emphasis on, it's a political relationship that we had. Yeah, and of course, because we work in the same spaces, you'll end up doing so many things together. If there's a family gathering, you'll get to know and then support each other and all of those things there. But the relationship was political relationship. And
that's interesting.
That is how it is. And I have no bad feelings about anyone, like generally. Leave the people that I work with. Generally, I don't have any personal feelings against anyone. Like I relate far much easier with comrades in the ANC. Like I talk to everyone. Like I'll talk to the comrades that we led with in the ANC. Like I talk to Andile Lungisa. I talked to Lebogang Maile for a very long time on the phone. I talked to Lamula, like about so many issues. I talked to everyone. Like I get to have political discussions with them, even if we're in different political organizations. I still talk to some of the comrades in the EFF, except those who feel like they might be doubted for having engagements with me. I don't have problems with anyone, but I'm able to distinguish that there's a political relationship and like so-called brotherhood and everything else. Because sometimes this so-called brotherhood, it's not brotherhood. It borders on gangsterism, a gangster relationship that we're together. If a person is wrong, we can't call each other to order. Like you defend each other even when a person is doing wrong things, is now venturing into wrong politics, of being boastful and doing wrong things in public and everything else, and disrespecting people, and then you don't say anything because of brotherhood. You must be able to call out certain things that this is unacceptable and everything else. And if you realize that, so those things of the personal relationship can't override a political principle in the relations with everyone. If a comrade misbehaves or does things which you realize that this is wrong, you must be able to call each other to order. Like, it's not gangster relationship where you say we'll die together. It doesn't work like that. And by the way, this characterization, I used to say this when we were in the National Executive Committee of the ANC Youth League. So, you know, Pulemabe was the Treasurer General of the ANC Youth League. So I used to say to the president of the ANC Youth League, now current president of the EFF, that me and you are going to be buried next to each other. Wow. All the time. And then later on he went to engage in other activities, like to collaborate with those who were dealing with him. Now I used to say that I'll never say that. I'll never. Like, if it's a political relationship, like, you can't promise to die next to each other in a political relationship. It's based on principle. Sure. If principle shifts, then we no longer relate the same way that we related before. So if you realize that there's certain areas of just divergence from what should define a revolutionary, you must be able to say, but this is not what I signed up for. This is not the character which I thought we're dealing with. And I'm not talking about the contextual relationship now with the president of the EFF. I'm talking generally in politics, that we should relate to each other on political principles so that we're able to correct each other whenever something goes wrong. Yeah.
Let's come to the present moment in South African politics.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Jones Winer TV. Please subscribe. Bye for now till we meet again next time. Subscribe, please. Don't forget to like and to comment. Thank you very much. Dr. Jones Winer TV, Mutsonga wa Shiviri from Limpopo. Goodbye till we meet again next time. Subscribe.